Good morning to you. My name is Richard, and I've got a little thought for the day based on a reading from 1 Peter. So I'm just going to read that to you first from the NIV version. This is from 1 Peter chapter 4, and it's all about suffering. Dear friends, do not be surprised at the fiery ordeal that has come on you to test you, as though something strange were happening to you. But rejoice inasmuch as you participate in the sufferings of Christ, so that you may be overjoyed when his glory is revealed. If you are insulted because of the name of Christ, you are blessed, for the Spirit of glory and of God rests on you. If you suffer, it should not be as a murderer or thief or any other kind of criminal, or even as a meddler. However, if you suffer as a Christian, do not be ashamed, but praise God that you bear that name. For it is time for judgment to begin with God's household. And if it begins with us, what will the outcome be for those who do not obey the gospel of God? And it is right for the righteous to be saved. What will become of the ungodly and the sinner? So then, those who suffer according to God's will should commit themselves to their faithful Creator and continue to do good. There you are. That's a powerful message, isn't it? And doesn't it give us strength? I'm sure we have all suffered various things at various times in our life to various degrees. But have we discovered somehow that God pulls us through it? He never tests us beyond our endurance. And as James said, suffering produces perseverance, perseverance hope, and then more trust in God and knowing his love. And Jesus warned us, didn't he? As reported in John's Gospel in 16, and in the Beatitudes, Jesus mentions it, and also, of course, in James, as I just said. So we've been warned that we will know suffering, but God equips us to cope with it. And I don't know what your own experience is, but my thought is that how God seems to operate a very, very tough rope that just pulls us through times of suffering and gives us a strength to cope with it that we find anew, I think, outside our normal experiences. So I think, in times of suffering, we just get closer to God. We know his presence better, we know his love, and we have his reassurance of his strength and being a refuge. And as David says in several of the Psalms, God is our stronghold, our refuge, and puts us on a high rock, and all this to cope with times of suffering. So anyway, that's a little reflection on this and how we do cope with the suffering that Jesus predicted for us. So I hope that encourages you. Hopefully today won't bring you any suffering, and you'll find your trust in God and his love in anything you do today. So that's my brief thought for this, but I hope it emboldens you and strengthens you for the day, and that you're not fearful of suffering, because God is there to help us and pull us through it. Thank you. All right, God bless you. Have a wonderful day. And just remember, God's strength is there, always there. Remember that rope that you can rely on to pull you through. God is at the end of the tug-of-war rope. He's the big heavyweight that pulls us through and helps us. So again, God bless you. Have a wonderful day. And goodbye. Thank you.